Hey friends, welcome back to my channel Organized with Joy. In today's video, I am going to be doing some cleaning in my living room here, but I also have a couple more things that I'm going to be doing in here just to make this space a little bit more cozy and just to look prettier. So one of the things that I have been putting off for a very long time is hemming my drapes. And I don't know why I put this off for so long. Honestly, I thought maybe they looked okay, just kind of pooling on the ground. That's definitely a look, but seriously, every time I look at them and when I vacuum and mop in this room, they just annoy me. I don't know why. For whatever reason in this room, they are a little bit longer than floor length, but in other rooms that is not the case with the same IKEA drapes. So I just need to get that done so I can quit looking at that. But in addition to that, I am going to be cleaning. We have some window seats in this room and my dog loves sitting in the window seat. I am also going to be adding this little rug to the window seat. It's super soft and comfy and great for kids or pets. So I thought this would be a great addition to that window seat, and I did try it out and it fit perfectly, but I wanted to thank this company for sponsoring today's video. I don't want to say their company name wrong, so I will just show you. So thank you for sponsoring today's video, and I will show you what I'm going to do with this space, and you'll have to let me know what you think when I'm finished. Before I took these drapes down, I did want to show you what I was talking about here, how these are kind of just pooling on the ground. And I think I mentioned this in my last video when I was working in this room. When I did a little bit of a makeover, I rearranged some of my home decor. I mentioned that I kind of wanted to hem these drapes. Nobody really gave me their opinion, but I did get an opinion from one of my subscribers. You know who you are. And it was a strong opinion that I should hem them. So, and it was not mean at all. So I am just gonna go ahead and hem these. I've been thinking about hemming them anyway. Honestly, I've just been lazy about it because I do have a sewing machine. I know you can hem them just with like some tape that you just use an iron, but I'm gonna go ahead, since I have a sewing machine, and hem these that way so that they are nice and neat. So that is what I'm gonna start by doing.
Have to let go like you.
And I almost forgot to measure to determine how much I needed to cut off the drapes. I'm hoping it's all the same, but I probably will just go ahead and put those back up just to make sure. I do have one more set to take down. Likely all of them will need to have the same amount taken off, but I'm just gonna double check. But this is why I end up putting these types of projects off, because they are more time consuming than I anticipate every single time. Let me know if you can relate to that.
And here you can see me just measuring the drapes to try to determine how much of the fabric I needed to cut off so that the length would be perfectly to the floor. And I'm glad that I checked with the other set of drapes, because for whatever reason it needed a smaller amount of fabric cut off, and with that set of drapes it worked out really well because all I needed to do was cut along the hemline to remove the perfect amount of fabric.
On a ceremony someday, sitting in cemetery trees, it is all vanity yet I know.
Whenever I'm sewing straight seams, instead of using pins, I like to just go ahead and measure out the correct amount of fabric that needs to be hemmed, and then I just use the iron to create a crease, and I'm going ahead and doing that twice so that I have a nice neat seam.
Touch my head upon the water, so in light it will now show. Lay my hand down on the altar, for inside a sickness grows. I am wasted on the way. Is it right that I would know?
After completing this project, I realized why I had put it off for so long. Even sewing straight seams, it can be quite a tedious task to sew. Just setting up the sewing machine and making sure you have the correct color of thread in one of your bobbins, and all of that just can be time consuming. And I actually ended up running out of thread in my bobbin and had to refill my bobbin. So yeah, it just ended up taking quite a while, but I decided to go ahead and clean my drape rods and finials before I hung these drapes back up. I did measure out the length I would need to cut off the drapes, but I decided to double check and to go ahead and hold up the drapes that I had not hemmed with the drapes that I had hemmed to determine exactly where I wanted the drape to fall, so that I was sure that they were the exact same length. Also, I did not show you the process of hemming each one of these drapes individually. I just showed you that first one, primarily because I thought it might be repetitive if I showed you each drape.
Right
In the end, the drapes did not hit the floor exactly perfectly. It did bother me a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. I think I can actually push down on the drape rod a little bit, if that makes sense, so that it just makes it so the drapes are hitting the floor. The drapes on this wall that I'm working on currently in this shot were totally fine. It was the drapes on the other wall that were just slightly too short. So yeah, it was very slightly too short. It was maybe 1/8 of an inch, but my perfectionist eye could see it and it really bothered me. But in the end, it definitely looks better than it did before. It just looks cleaner and neater now.
Like a darkened glass, all the devil's past, and he is waiting fast to set his own trap too.
Another thing that I was doing on this day is going ahead and cleaning all of the windows and the window sills. And in case you missed it earlier in the week, I did have a video where I did some other deep cleaning in this room, where I vacuumed under the chairs and the sofa. And I also moved the furniture off of the hardwood so that I could go ahead and vacuum and mop all over where the furniture sits. So if you missed that, you can see that. This was on the same week, so I was working on getting this room fully deep cleaned on this week, just doing different things on different days.
Shaking him, you shake your fucking mood. A mood wrestler, so come and wrestle her, and see the shaking turn to taking into soothe. And in a kind of way, what did the spirit say? Did the spirit do beneath the waning crescent moon? When you were in the yard, where you would work so hard, with one thing to impart, one secret kept for you.
I also wanted to go ahead and clean off the wood furniture in this room, and as usual I like to use an all-purpose cleaner on the painted wood, and then I use a wood cleaner on the wood portions of the furniture in this room.
Feel it now every time I leave. It hits me hard and it cuts me deep. I'm 1,000 miles from happiness, 1,000 miles from you. It's a far reach from you to me. I feel the time and the space between. It's 1,000 miles I miss the bed you're sleeping on. I'm 1,000 miles from coziness, 1,000 miles from you. Every mile on my map leads to you. It leads to you.
I did want to talk a little bit about this rug that was gifted to me. I believe the company is pronounced Chloe Love, but I do really love this rug. If you're new to my channel or you haven't noticed this, I'm a little bit obsessed with these little sheepskin type rugs. I have them throughout my home. And the thing that I like about this particular one is how soft it is. I've gotten the other sheepskin rugs from IKEA, and they're not quite as soft as this Chloe Love rug. Also, this one has grippers on the back, so if you want to use it on the floor, it can easily stay in place. Like I mentioned, I have chosen to use it in our window seat, but it grips on the edge of the window seat and stays in place nicely. The other nice feature about this rug is that it is machine washable, making it perfect for use with kids and pets. This type of rug definitely fits in with my style. My style is partially boho, which incorporates a lot of textures and wonderful feels, and so this rug definitely fits in exactly with my style, and I love how it looks in this room. If you are interested in purchasing this rug, I will definitely have the link in my description box below, making it easy for you to find. Here, I also wanted to show you some shots of what the drapes look like in the end after I finished hemming them.
Drip. Drip. You want a new place to lay? You want a cozy place? Here. You're like, no, I'm comfortable here. Look at this. Drip. Come here. Come here. Let's go. Let's go. Cozy?
That is all I have for you in today's video. I hope this video gave you some motivation or inspiration. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.